Anna and Josiah. Not quite newbies, but not quite big-time real estate investors. We just purchased our fourth deal, a multifamily property in Baltimore, Maryland. Like we said, we're no pros, but here's how we bought a house for $405 that appraised for $455 in this crazy market. Let's back up and look at our latest project that we just completed. This house was a major fixer-upper. It's a 100-year-old row home in Baltimore, Maryland. We purchased it in 2021 and have been living here while fixing it up over the last 3 years. We did everything from getting a new roof, new electrical, we demoed 3 walls, renovated 3 bathrooms, including adding a whole new bathroom, renovating a kitchen, adding a mini split system, and designing all the rooms to be more functional and beautiful. We've added so much character back into this house. Watch our other videos to see the befores and durings of all these projects. We love how it turned out. This house will become a midterm rental and we'll live in the new house. We're very sad to leave this place. So this is the house that we're moving out of, which we're very sad about. Did you make a sad face? We bought this house in 2021 for $195 and we just had it appraised for $345, which is $150K of equity, and we put about $50K into it, so $100K.
Put her there, bud. Nice.
And it did take 3 years of our life of sacrifice and hard work and sweat and tears, so.
And on the flip side now, we just got approved for a HELOC and we're closing this week. We're pulling out $96,000 of equity at a not so good interest rate of 9.375. We're definitely not gonna use all that money, but it's kind of there as an option if we do need to draw from it in the future.
And our plan would be to pay it back really quickly. So it'd be like a short-term loan. But we thought it was smart to do it now before we move out, because then it'll be an investment HELOC and those are expensive. So this one is a primary.
So now we're going to share with you the journey of how we got to purchasing our next house. So when we set out to buy a house, we initially wanted a seller finance deal. And what's that, you may ask?
Basically, it's when the seller acts as the bank, so we would pay them their monthly mortgage fee.
And you kind of structure the deal any way you want with different loan terms and rates. So we first set out, we walked around the areas that we wanted to buy a house in. We were looking for houses that had at least 2 mailboxes. That's how we knew they were a multifamily house. And then there's softwares that you can get and pay a monthly subscription. Most of the time you can just do a free week trial of them. We did that, we got the owner's addresses, we sent them 3 different rounds of mailers, and from there we got
3 responses actually, which was kind of crazy. I think we sent out a total of 60 mailers, so it's not that many, so that's a pretty good response rate. We went back and forth with these owners. One was kind of just an immediate no, he wanted way too much for the property. The second one, we met with him in person, and he was just a great person to get to know. He buys a lot in Baltimore. He was super helpful to us. We were basically like, hey, we're new at this, we've never done it. So it was just a good connection, but again, the property didn't work out. He wanted too much for it. And the third one, it is on our same street, so we're kind of still hoping that we could get that one. He is not as motivated to sell. He's an older guy, but he hasn't said no yet. So I keep, sending him a text every so often, so fingers crossed. But that's what led us to contact our realtor, and that's where we went from there. So we could have repeated this seller finance strategy again, but basically we ran out of time and we have to buy a house by the summer because Josiah is a teacher and he'll be off for the summer. And that's when all the renovations and just all the timely stuff needs to get done.
Like we were saying, we paused that mailing strategy and we started looking on the MLS, which that meant we first got to get pre-approved. We got in contact with the realtor. We did go to a few open houses, but there wasn't too much out there.
So I do what I do, and I basically check realtor.com like 3 times a day. And I just looked at all the houses. There wasn't that much on the market, but I knew what areas we wanted to look in. So I was looking in Canton and Fells Point, which are A and B neighborhoods. I just kept tracking houses, and there was this one house that had been on the market for 2 months. It was a short sale, and I was like, all right, let's go see it, fine.
So in total, we ended up looking at 4 houses, which is actually pretty good for us. Normally we look at quite a bit of houses. 3 of them were just too much of a challenge. The renovations would probably be totaling about $100K, and the price range we were looking for was somewhere in like $350 to $415 in that range. The 4th one we looked at was the one.
It stuttered. We had a feeling it would be the one because it was the one that was like most set up as a multifamily property that worked as 2 separate units. All the other ones we looked at, we'd have to like move the stairs or add washer dryer, like just a ton of work. So this one was perfect, and it was at a price point, which was weird. We're like, why is nobody else buying this? When we went to go look at it, we kind of discovered why nobody else was buying it.
At that time, it'd been on the market for like 65 days, I think. So we found out why the property is still on the market. It's a little complicated. It's a short sale. We're gonna put a video in the description that we found helpful, and we actually learned a little bit about short sales in the process. One thing we found out, the upstairs tenants, they had just signed a lease. They signed a 2-year lease, which, if you know anything about laws and leases, it locks us in with them as our tenants, which can, for being a landlord, it's not the best scenario going into people that you didn't vet yourself. And they're just a little bit more of a complicated tenant. We walked around their apartment and there were some red flags and some things we were a little concerned about.
We're trying to get to know them a little bit more during our inspection, so watch our next video when we talk more about the inspection.
Which is this week, which we're excited for.
So like we said, this is a short sale, which can be complicated. For us, honestly, it's not that complicated because the bank had already approved a certain number and their agent shared that number with us, which
I feel like doesn't normally happen.
I don't know. I think because it had been on the market, she was ready to sell it. Maybe the owner allowed them to say it. I don't know. She shared it with us. So basically work backward from that number to include transfer, taxes, commissions to get to our offered number. And we offered 405. It was on the market for 420 and it appraised for 455. So we already knew this is a great deal, which is why we were willing to move forward with it, even though there's some, riskiness with it. But yeah, we got lucky with the short sale. The other thing is with our inspection, if we find things that are like, a big red flag, we can still walk away, but there's no negotiations because they're already at the price that the bank will take. So just things to keep in mind. So what's next for us? We are moving out of this place, like we said, and moving into the new place, which is a sacrifice for us. We're definitely downgrading in our space, in our beauty.
Square footage.
And,
bathrooms.
Yeah, we're just living in a smaller place and we're living, in a multifamily unit. But we're doing that because we bought it as our primary residence so that we could only put 5% down. Otherwise, it's an investment loan and your interest rate is higher, you have to put more down, all of that. So that's why we're moving. And we will be renting this place out as a midterm rental. So we're hoping for some big bucks here.
Cha-ching! That's where you put the sound effect. So in that first unit when we move there, we won't be doing too many renovations. The biggest thing we gotta look at is the house is on forced heat and it doesn't have any AC. It just has window units. So we might have to spend some money up front to get the cooling up to snuff. We'll basically just be sprucing up the place. The bathroom, doing a couple of updates, probably change out some light fixtures, definitely add some paint, and we'll have to furnish the place.
So basically making it cute. I've already started designing the place. We're gonna work our magic.
Yeah, we'll probably be doing a few stories on our Instagram. So follow us on Instagram and you'll see what the designs of each room is gonna turn out to be.
So once we've lived there for a majority of a year, so probably hopefully 7 months, we'll start renting that unit out as a midterm rental. Basically, midterm rental is our strategy and it works for us, so that's what we're doing again. And then who knows what's next for us.
Beverly Hills. So that kind of sums up our little house buying adventure. So we're gonna have a couple midterm rentals in Baltimore. So we've had the one as practice and now we're trying to, scale it up. So tell us your thoughts on it. Tell us what you're doing in real estate. How are you trying to make that money?
Do you think this is a good deal? Let us know and follow along for more videos about our adventures.
And subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.